Appreciate it. Where do you find the confidence to step into something entirely new and successfully navigate that? I was on the 365 Driven podcast a couple of months ago, and Tony and I had an incredible conversation. We talked about a myriad of different topics, but that one question is what stuck with me. Because I'm not special. Driven, yes, but not special. I spent the vast majority of my life as the extremely introverted, quiet, shy, reserved IT nerd. But I was also motivated to do big things, to climb that corporate ladder. I knew that I was going to do big things. So a career in IT just kind of made sense because I could achieve levels of success hiding behind my keyboard with the office light off and the door closed. And so I did. I set very specific and targeted goals for myself. By the time I was 25, I was going to have a manager title. By the time I was 30, that coveted six-figure salary. By the time I was 35, VP title. And like clockwork, every single time I hit my target. Relentless pursuit of excellence. But whenever I was 35, I found myself struggling. I was a little bit lost. I didn't know what I wanted my 40-year target to be. IT had just come easy to me at this point in time. And I recognized that I needed a challenge, something to push me, to stretch me. And I didn't know what that was going to be at first. I started meeting with some of the business unit leaders, asking if I could help them with some of their projects, some of their initiatives. And I was just the IT guy. Go away, my printer works, I'm fine. This is operations. You support function guys don't know what you're talking about. That continued for a little while. And then an opportunity popped up. Our vice president of HR departed the company. Now, for some additional context, in the 4 years I had been with this company at that point in time, we had 4 VPs of HR come and go. It was just this revolving door. We couldn't find the right fit. And because things were going so well in IT, and my confidence was up here in IT, maybe borderline ego, I thought, I could do that. So I convinced our CEO, my boss, to let me start leading human resources. And at first, she was very confused. She's like, no, you're the IT guy. We need somebody who actually knows employment law, understands payroll processes. I was finally able to convince her to give me a shot. And I did. The first few weeks I stepped in, I thought, oh shit, what have I done? You mean I have to have conversations with people? I have to make and maintain eye contact. I have to be able to effectively communicate my ideas. And it can't be done through email. But I learned in the process. I started to develop skills around making and maintaining eye contact, effectively communicating with others, being able to understand what motivates and inspires them, and understand what the needs of the business were and match those things together. Got pretty good at it. After a few years of leading IT and HR, they said, hey, we need an ESG function and project management office for all the acquisitions that we're doing. Now, project management was pretty easy for me because of all the acquisitions and integrations I've been a part of in my career. ESG, which stands for environmental, social, and governance, trying to push that in an oil and gas company, that's like trying to push a boulder uphill on ice. Doesn't work. The business unit leaders are thinking, Sean, you recognize we punch holes in the ground to pull oil out, and now you want me to electrify my fleet. But I learned how to sell ideas and concepts, and help them understand why this would help us be more operationally efficient. After doing IT, HR, ESG, and project management for a few years, they then said, well, we want you to take safety and transportation and leadership development as well. And at this time, I actually said, I don't know if I'm the guy for that. They were very convincing. And I thought, you know what, this would be a good opportunity for me to learn even more. So I was with that company for a little over a decade, about 11 years. And 2 years ago, I decided to jump off into entrepreneurship, starting a business, coaching, building others, primarily in the leadership development, team building space, because that's what I was passionate about. Now, I've been a part of 48 acquisitions and integrations, 2 IPOs, and 2 divestitures in my career. And whenever I started my business, I thought, this is going to be easy. I know how to integrate businesses, how to scale businesses. But I misjudged it, because starting a business is very different than scaling a business. I didn't know how to build a brand. I didn't know how to sell for dollars. I could sell ideas and concepts. Now I'm 2 years in, and I finally am comfortable with our brand. I'm finally locked in on what our offers are. I'm finally in a good place. And in looking back, I started to recognize that confidence is domain specific. After 2 decades of being in IT, this is what my confidence bar looked like. When I started leading human resources, that big, beautiful ego was shattered. I'd come all the way down here and I thought, oh God, I don't know anything about people. I don't know how to communicate. I don't know payroll processes or benefits. But I started to learn. I started to build more confidence. And then I was asked to start over. ESG. Oh my God. I work for an oil and gas company. We have to go green. I got good. I started building confidence over and over. And then this is the journey. And I realized that confidence, domain specific. However, as we're building this confidence in this domain, when we step into something new, this confidence bleeds over. We can carry that confidence with us and recognize it took me 2 decades to be this confident here. Okay, this sucks dealing with people. I really don't like dealing with people. I want to be dealing with data, but I'm getting pretty good at it. Oh, wow, I learned how to develop leaders. I learned how to build cultures of performance and high-performing teams. And then once again, started over, and the confidence started to build. It bleeds over into each new domain. And in looking back, this span of time happened over the past probably 8 years for me. I started over, and I started over. And I came to realize that fear is a mile wide, but it's only an inch deep. As soon as you step into it, you look around, think, well, shit, this isn't as bad as I was making it out to be. You get comfortable. You step forward again and again and again. And the more times you do it, the more you realize that all of this fear that we build up in our mind, it's right here. You're not going to die. You are going to learn, you are going to grow, and you are going to get better. So why not push yourself to the edge? We only get one go round on here. Why not push yourself to the edge? Every one of you is in here for a reason. Because you've done something, because you've built something of meaning. You've exited. Every one of you is here for a reason because you pushed yourself. And I'm willing to bet that every one of you also have something that's been on your mind. Like, this is that next big thing I want to do, but what if something goes wrong? What if I misstep? I'm here to tell you, if it's giving you pause, that's exactly why you need to do it. You're not going to die. You're going to learn. You're going to grow. And you're going to eventually just step into your greatness.